Hello, hello. I am going to have to play with this setup a bit. As you can tell, I am in a different space today. The home gym was unavailable to me. So let's see, bear with me. I can edit this out later, right? Let's take a look. What do we think about that? It is not perfect. I don't like that I cannot preview this before I go live. Okay, here is real life though. Unedited, live streaming. Okay, so I anticipate that this is getting watched as a replay, but I am just filming this and putting it out there for the world. My name is Katie. I'm the founder of Wellness Collective, and I'm a little delayed, I would say, in getting content up on this platform, but here we are. I have moved my podcast content over to this platform, and I am now streaming these Friday workouts, 12 noon Eastern, as part of my virtual fit club, with this class being complimentary, obviously. And I have other classes that are available via Zoom, and those happen periodically throughout the week. A little bit about me. I have taught group fitness for decades now, but my specialty is really coming into the workplace, into the workday, helping people to figure out how to work out immediately within their workday with little to no equipment. So the fact that I can't use the home gym today might be just fine, because this is perhaps your reality. I encourage folks all the time, hop into a conference room, roll out your mat and your cube, and do what you can where you are, right? With little to no equipment. We can do a ton with body weight. For today's workout, I am using dumbbells. If you have one set, great. If you have multiple sets, even better. That might not be your reality. You might be someone who just needs to start with body weight. But again, my area of expertise is working with all fitness levels immediately within their workplace and workday. In fact, I've encouraged some of my clients to start streaming this in their gyms, at their workplaces, or again, if you're working from home, slide out. It's Friday. Make time for yourself and join me for a workout. So some other things to know. Sometimes I train barefoot, and there's a lot of benefit to that. It's freezing, so socks, assuming you're safe. So you don't have to wear tennis shoes to do what we're doing. A couple other things, until I figure out how to stream the royalty-free music. There's no music, which is a drag, but what you can do is just stream whatever music really gets you going. And then eventually I will determine how to pump in that really lovely royalty-free music, which is not lovely, but potentially better than nothing. What else do I want to tell you? There are about 8 other workouts archived under the live tab, so you can check those out, in addition to things like meditations and, again, that podcast content. I think that's it. My only other concern is that the quality of the stream today might not be great. Last time I tried to do this from the office, to be honest, it was glitchy. So fingers crossed that this works today. I'm going to take a minute here, move my microphone, move my water, get us warmed up. If you are here, someone is here. You can give me feedback. I would love to know if this is glitchy, if it's slow, if it's hard to follow along, or conversely, if it's going smoothly. That's nice to know too. So with that, we're going to get warmed up here in a moment. Just going to clear my space. Again, I don't love that I can't preview this setup before I go live, so I feel like I'm making these, adjustments to make it work. Moving the microphone. We'll see how this works today. I do need to work up to a big girl microphone, but with any luck, you'll be able to follow along here just fine. So we're going to get warmed up, sitting back into a squat, sweeping those arms up. We're here for 15. Inhale down, exhale, sweep. Keep going, way back into those heels. Drive through the thighs. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, that's 1. Open those arms up wide. It's a reach and pull. Reach and squeeze. Scapular retraction. Bring those shoulder blades together. Lift through the abs. Sit back into the booty. Warming up those thighs. And we'll have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach for the floor. Sink a little deeper. Stretch those legs. Release the head. Bend the knees, sink down, stretch the knees, release the head, and again, squat, and release. And last time, squat, release, round the back to come up, and roll the shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach those fingertips wide. Just start circling the arms back, opening up the chest, and forward. Full arm circle up the front of the body. It's like you are peeling off your shirt, which I'm probably going to do here in a moment. About 2 more here. Good. Last thing, head rotations, rolling it around. I joke there might be some snap, crackle, pop. That's your experience. Your body is giving you feedback, like, hey, let's do more of these. And reverse for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Got the joints moving a little bit. Let's get blood flowing. You are either taking a modified jack, tapping side to side, or you're jumping with me. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. This would be so much more fun with amazing music. But here we are. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just to get the core temperature up. I knew that's all it would take until we peel out. So with that, you have a choice. You're either working with weight or without. You are potentially grabbing dumbbells. Ooh, we'll go a little heavier today. So let me show you without. Your options are squat, curl, overhead press. Just using your upper body, weight-free, or you're adding load. So here we are. Sit back into the heels, curl, strong overhead press. Exhale, push. Making our way to 12. We're about halfway. It's really fun to talk while you work out, but that's what group fitness instructors do. We get a lot of practice. Awesome, abs are tight. Let's go about 2 more. Compound exercises, get our heart rate up. We like that for efficiency. Set that down. If you're using body weight only, you're coming into a kickstand position. So staggered stance, soft knees, hinge forward, round the arms, squeeze, and retract the shoulder blades. Otherwise, you're grabbing weight, and you're joining me back in that kickstand. Abs tight, round arms, reverse fly. I'm choosing to go pretty light so that I can really squeeze and hold. Slow release. Exhale, pull. We like to do more pulling than pushing as trainers. So we'll have a couple extra reps here. Make our way to 15. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Set that down. Little disclaimer on my counting. My counting is admittedly sus because I'm thinking and doing and talking all at the same time, and I don't have an assistant to keep me honest. So we go back to our first exercise. Whoop, grabbing my water. Squat, curl, overhead press, with or without weight. Oh, I know what I forgot to offer up. On the overhead press, you can add a calf raise. If you're using extremely heavy weight, that might not be the best decision. But for most of us, our dumbbells are not extreme. We can add a calf raise at the top. So here we go. Squat, bend, overhead press with calf raise. What I really like about this exercise is the foot and ankle control that's required to have weight in the heels, transfer the weight, weight in the toes. Good for proprioception. Three more. Oh, I feel like a heavy breather today. And one more. And rest. Awesome job. Set that down. I'm a little particular in terms of balancing the body. Now, the body's never totally symmetrical, but if you did kickstand with the right foot back, I'd ask or encourage you to do kickstand with the left foot back. Why do we kickstand? It's harder to balance, puts more demand in that front hammy. Abs are tight. Here we go. Squeeze, hold, and release. Squeeze, hold, and release. Abs lift. They totally want to relax here. Squeeze, hold. I try to really do things, exercises, demonstrate exercises with quality. We're not just throwing ourselves around. Let's go 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Set that down. So for this purpose, express workout, middle of your workday, I generally do 2 sets of however many reps. In the gym, you might do 3. If you're really training for volume, I've seen as high as 4. I get bored doing that, so it's not my preference. From here, we are going into a squat with hip abduction. You could hold weight. I'm going to choose to use some upper body choreography just so we get our heart pumping, but it will look like this. You sit back into a squat, you transfer your weight, and you lift your leg to the side. We're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, and then go into incline triceps push-ups. So here we go. Sit back, transfer the weight, lift, hold. 10, all same side. I'm praying this isn't glitchy. So if this is poor quality, if this is slow, I'd ask you to let me know. Learning as I go. Second side. You know, a lot of athletes train hip mobility like it's this accessory work, as opposed to, I think, how I train, which is it's immediately within everything we do. You can squeeze your back as you reach the arms. And rest. Good job. Incline push-up. So if you needed it extremely modified, you could take yourself to the wall. The elbows are in, chest forward of the elbows. You kick your feet back. This would be extremely modified using a wall or counter. If you have a bench because you're in a weight room, that's great. If you're like me and you're a corporate athlete, you use a chair. Safety tip, we're not on wheels. There are very advanced, fun things we can do with the chair on wheels, but this is not. This is stable. So same thing, elbows in. I kick my feet back, rock the chest forward, elbows in, bend, and press. 12 reps today, core nice and tight. This is your chaturanga from yoga, which most people do incorrectly. I'll tackle that in future videos. Fun fact, I'm touching the chair every time. Quality. 3, 2, and 1. If you don't feel strong enough to take your push-up that deep, I get it. We'll work up to that. But periodically, I might have you prioritize the depth of the push-up and regress and maybe do the wall, as opposed to being in a more advanced version and getting like no range of motion. Okay. Clear your space. Take a deep breath. Returning to the top of this set, we have our stationary squat with hip abduction. 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. It's an inhale, sit back. Exhale, lift, hold. Now, I'm not just flailing my arms around. I'm keeping my elbows high, and I'm retracting my shoulder blades on the hip abduction. Strong push. Balance work. Hiya. I put balance work everywhere. Again, not an afterthought. Second side. Last 4 here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Choose where you will be for your push-ups. You know what? I used to never say I think I picked up that habit from somebody. So what I want to say is, with your push-ups, make sure you're challenging yourself. But the other thing I wanted to say is really be aware of your breathing. Really be aware of your breathing. I tend to choreograph the breathing almost. Like I suggest you inhale here and exhale here. Generally, with strength and endurance training, we exhale on exertion, the work. Doesn't have to be that way. And I do it differently depending on which methodology I'm using. But in this drill, inhale, bend, exhale, push. Here we go. That's 8. 4 more. 4. And done. I naturally fold over into a stretch because that's intuitive to my body. And I'd invite you to do the same thing. When you get done with a set, take some type of counter movement, counter stretch, move your body the opposite way. You know, we just did a pushing action. So now we want to open that up. Okay, moving on to potentially one of my favorite exercises. Dancer calls it a plie squat. Everyone else calls it a sumo squat. Whatever. You are choosing to potentially just use body weight to hold 2 dumbbells, either on the hips or between the legs, or maybe 1 dumbbell. So I think I'm using 1 heavier dumbbell between the legs. We start with a full range of motion, bend and push. Ooh, I'm tempted to add a frontal raise. Let's do that. Immediate compound exercise. Just 10. That's 10. Very good. Drop down and hold. And we pulse down lower, partway up. 2, 3, chest up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Just hold it. 10, 9, 8. Feel the burn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Endurance training. From here, the next exercise, we've been drilling in previous weeks. We've been getting into plank, and I call it a renegade row drill, where we either got into plank and alternated which elbow we drove back. You could all stay, or you could stay all same side. Today I'm going to do the actual renegade row, all on one side, then all on the other, because oftentimes it bothers folks' wrists just being up on the dumbbells the whole time. So I think this will be good. Ooh, I'm going to grab my heavier weight. Join me in plank. Modification would be knees down. Ideally, you're all the way up. If your wrist needs a modification, you can make a fist, which neutralizes the wrist. If you have wrist issues, get with me offline because I can help you with that. Very specific drills for that. All right, up we go. I'm suggesting all same side. Pull and reset. Pull, reset. Working our way to 10. Don't like that my hips are up. There we go. And 10. Release the knees. Set up on the second side. I am spinning around to show you my working side. So what I'm noticing is I have such long arms. I kind of have to keep my pelvis up a little higher so I don't bottom out and hit the floor. But it depends on your arm length. Here we go. Pull. I'm a short person with long arms and legs. 8, 9, and 10. Very good. So if you need to regress, you ditch the weight, you put your knees down, you simply plank and hold. Alternatively, you need to be more boss and you need to progress it. I'd encourage you to hold both dumbbells and alternate side to side. Breathing, grabbing a drink, and check our time. We have one more set of this weighted plie or sumo squat into the renegade row. So if you are viewing other workouts as compared to this one, there is some similarity, some advancement. I find that we need some repetition for consistency and muscle memory and neural pathways, but I get bored easily, and maybe you do too, so I introduce some novelty as well. There we go. Drop it down, swing it up. On the frontal raise, do not lean backwards. Brace the core. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Drop and hold. Pulse it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Just hold. Sink a little deeper. 10, 9, feel the burn. 8, chest up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Some people call that horse stance. That's like yet another term people will use. So shake it out. We are next going into a stationary lunge. Which version do I want to do today? We are going to do some pulsing at the bottom for leg endurance. So I will say this. I'm going to show body weight only with, again, some arm choreography just to get the heart rate up a little bit more, and you can choose differently. You can choose to hold dumbbells at your side. You could choose to do maybe a lateral raise if it's nice lightweight. Just know that we're doing it on the right and we're doing it on the left. So that creates a lot of volume for the upper body. Up to you. Okay, I said I'm doing body weight. Let me go on diagonal so I can see the camera and demonstrate. So here we are. Hips tuck under, do a test run, 90-90 in the legs. So I'm doing arms down, arms up on the recovery. Inhale, exhale. Making our way to 15, 13, 14, 15. Now down and hold it. Reach the arms up if you're weight free. Tuck the pelvis. Drop it down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now collect the feet. If you have weight, hold it at your side. Extend the leg back to hip height. Arms can stay reaching for the floor. They can retract to the side, or they can flex and reach overhead. Breathing and come up gracefully. Ta-da. Shake it out. Take a breath. Same thing on the other side, setting up for your stationary lunge. So fun fact, if you're watching this, if you're in my virtual fit club, this workout is almost identical to what we did on Monday, but Monday we did body weight only variations, and today I added in load. Here we go. Second side, pelvic tilt. Nice stretch in your back psoas. Here we go. Down and up. Three more here. 3, 2, 1. Down and hold. Nice strong pelvic tilt, chest up. Pulse it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push off. Collect the feet. Find your balance. Choose your arm variation. Holding. And up with control. Very good. I did not do this next exercise on Monday, but we're going to work it in now. We're going to take an upright row into a chest press and recover. And then we'll reverse it, pull it up into an upright row it back and down the front. So I'm going to suggest pretty lightweight. What we don't want to happen is we never want to lean back when we have a long lever. If anything, we want to double down on the core, soft knees, tuck the tailbone, abs really tight and engaged so that we keep our alignment. Lighter weight, I'd suggest. Here we go. Just 8 of each, because together that's 16. Plenty of volume. Upright row, press, lower with control. Twice more. And reverse. Up, in, down. Up, in, down. And rest. Good. So I'm realizing, I think I got ahead of myself. I'm thinking about so many different things while I'm doing this. I think I skipped a second round on our renegade row. So we'll do another one later on. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So we'll come back to that. We are now going, just shows I'm human. Got to tell myself that. We're going back to that stationary lunge with the pulse and hold, with the balance, back to our upright row. And when we come down for our floor work, we'll do more rowing because I'm pretty sure I cheated you there and just went on to the next thing. Here we go. I'll watch this back later and problem solve. Here we go. Down and up. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down and hold, upward reach, strong pelvic tilt, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Push off, collect the feet, move into your balance, breathe and hold. And up with control. Beautiful. Second side, same thing. Ooh, I'm working up a sweat in this office. Here we go. Down and up. Three more here. 3. Exhale, push. Exhale, push. And collect those feet. Choose your balance. Arm position in particular. Breathing. And up with control. Very good. Shake out the legs, get a drink. And we'll get into that upper body work, light weights. Here we go. Strong core, elbows high, wrists straight, upright row into the press. I'm going to go sideways so you can see I'm not leaning back. Keep going. Weight skim the body. Almost to 8. That's 7, 8. Awesome. Breathe and reverse. Pull it up, row it back, lower down. And rest. Very good. Set that down. Again, I'm pretty sure I flaked on the renegade row earlier. Wouldn't hurt to get more volume anyways. But if for some reason your wrists are bothering you, please do listen to your body. Coming back down to the ground. We'll do 10 and 10 and then start to transition into some core work today. Setting up. Maybe I'm wrong. Why can't I remember? Oh, well, extra work just in case. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Second side. You don't have to spin around, just me as the demonstrator. Pull. Long neck. Look forward. And rest. Good job. So you'll have to give me feedback, not only on the picture and the speed of the internet, but also the sound. So we are transitioning now. We check our time into some core work. Coasting along here. So have a seat at the top of your mat. Let's grab one weight so you get a little bit of lat work. So when we reach overhead with a load, it's good for our lats. So legs stay quiet. Weight, light weight, is across from the chest. We tuck and roll down. Reach overhead. Curl, pull, come up gracefully. Legs nice and quiet, reaching up. Here we go. Work our way to 8. We really want to articulate the spine, peeling off, peeling down. Twice more. And let that weight come down to the floor. We are flipping over to be mindful of the wrist. We're actually going to work from our elbows and advance our donkey kick this week. So I absolutely love training glutes with all different types of hip extension and presses. And I think the mat does an especially good job of that, the mat exercises. So if you are new at this, or you consider yourself a newer exerciser, you are on your elbows, you are extending the leg, you are curling into a nice tight hamstring curl, and you are pressing up from here. Those of you that have been with me for a while, I know who you are. I can guess who's on with me right now. And you are potentially going to join me in plank, right? So it looks like this, elbow plank, lift the leg, bend, and driving up, and up. 16, up. 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick timeout. Stretch your low back if it needs it. Open your chest. Most of us, corporate athletes, are schlepped over at our desk. We need to chronically, that's maybe not the right word, consistently stretch our chest. Second side. Tuck and go, nice strong curl. It should feel like your heel is tight to your seat. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend and rest. Good. From here, we are setting up on our side. We are going to do this little trio again, but keep moving with me here quickly. You're coming onto one elbow directly under the shoulder. If you need a modification, you're potentially just going to stay here on your knees and work toward bridging up onto the knee and elbow. I would say it's a very small population that actually needs to modify that much. Most people can bring the top leg across, lift and hold from here. The rest of us, we either have 2 feet or just one in contact with the floor, and we lift and hold. We're here, we're breathing. If you want to be a little bit more advanced, you can add some hip abduction here. You can add a pulsing action. That's probably my favorite. Let's hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So interesting discussion topic is this, modifications. Some trainers don't like to show modifications because they are concerned that people will always take the easiest option. And their assumption is that if somebody wants to modify, they're sure as heck going to figure it out, how to do an easier version. I get that, but I don't think that's a responsible way to train when I'm coming into the workplace and the workday. So I give options. And then once I build rapport with people, I will say to them, I think you can do more. And they smile. And I think that's a better way to go, is to coach them up, keep them safe, breathe, and go. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, go. So I set up this video as education. So you'll notice I teach as I go. This series, what I like about it is our roll up is abdominal flexion. Our plank with donkey kick is technically a little bit of spinal and hip extension. And then we get into transverse abdominis, or our corseted muscles stabilizing us inside plank as well as our shoulders. So there's a method to my madness. I train different movement patterns, different angles for different reasons, different orientations, more specifically. Oh, I didn't grab the weight. Grab the weight. Gracefully, the higher the weight, the more load you'll have to work against on the way up. Four more here. Last one. Exhale up. Good. Set that down. We are flipping on over into our plank and donkey kick, or modified with the knees down. I am doing 16 repetitions each side. That leg extends. Squeeze the glute, bend at the knee, nice tight curl. It's up and up. 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Second side. I'm going no rest. You rest if you need to. Up and up. 8 more here. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the knees. Counter stretch for the spine. Chest expansion to undo the pushing. And we set up side lying. So your options are a sustained side plank or that little extra hip abduction that I added in. Up to you. Safety first. Here we go. Up and halt. Most advanced option, lift. Little pulses. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down with control. You'll notice I will always say down with control. I know sometimes, depending on our sport or what we're doing, life's not controlled. But as a dancer, I want to build some control in my students. Here we go. Second side. Setting up. Breathing. Super important not to hold your breath when you're in isometric or held positions, because that sends the blood pressure up. Most of America already has high blood pressure. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a globalization. Many people do. So we got to breathe. Here we go. Up, up. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Good, good. Coming on out of this, we are going to take a little cool down stretch very quickly because I'm close to time. Right leg comes in, right hip pulls back, left arm hugs the leg and hip into the body actively. Twist around to look over that right shoulder. Breathe. And untwist. We take this bent leg, stack it on top of the left, sit very, very tall. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, reach for that bottom foot. If you're able to reach your toes, gently pull them back. Many people cannot, so you're just going to rest your hands in your lap and release your nose to your knees. Rolling up, other leg folds in. That hip pulls back. The opposite arm actively pulls the hip into the body. Twist, look over the back shoulder. Deep breath into the rib cage and release. This bent leg becomes the top leg. Simply pile your knees on top of one another. Big breath in, reach up. Exhale, up and over these legs. Seated forward fold with stacked legs. Release, nose towards your knees. Deep, deep breath into the back of the body. Lengthening the calf, the hamstrings, the back. And sitting up. From here, we turn to face one another. Or if you need more traction, go the width of your mat. We take one leg wide, other leg wide. Standing forward, bend. Reach around the outside of the legs, bend the elbows, draw yourself forward. Walk the hands forward, come all the way around to one side. So both toes and both hips are facing the same direction. We press the heels down. Awesome hamstring stretch in the front leg, calf stretch in the back leg. Walk around, pass through center. Take both toes and hips over to the second side. Nose to knee. Press the heels down. Walk the hands to center. Soften the knees. Round up through the back. Roll the shoulders back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Landing in that chest expansion. If you can, interlace the grip, flip it, and continue to open the pecs. From here, we catch a balance. You may find that you need to go to the wall. Get your balance, tuck the leg back, drop the knee down. Other side. We got a little bit of a hip stretch when we were seated and twisting. I would encourage you to stretch your hips every day. So maybe do some additional hip stretch, figure 4 hip stretch, crisscross applesauce, sit forward, something more for your hips. Or again, this ankle to thigh, have a seat. You can do this at your desk. I'm just a little shy on time. I try to keep people on time. So big breath in, reach up. Lift up out of that waistline. A little bit of spinal extension. Open the chest. And roll the shoulders back. Awesome job. I'm going to grab my mic. I'm going to come and give some closing thoughts. And, I said again. I don't like that. I'm going to work on that. What do I want to say? I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for getting this far in my video. I want to talk about the fact that I'm not new in my industry, but I'm new to this platform. I'm new to streaming on the YouTube. And I'm determining what works, what's convenient for people, how the quality of this is. I'm really interested in making it as strong as I can in terms of the quality of it. And I want to know what types of workouts you would like to do in the future. I am considering some additional mind-body streams just because I think during the holidays, end of year, we have different feelings and volumes of stress, and it couldn't hurt for us to wind down a little bit and do something restorative as well. So thank you for being here. I welcome your input. Awesome job. I hope you have an amazing weekend if you're here with me live. And I'll see you next time. Take care.